Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to put your calendar on a glass or a whiteboard or a chalkboard, depending on what you're using. This calendar happens to be a reverse image. It will go on the inside. It doesn't look reverse in the mid video, but it'll go on the inside of your glass in a frame. So what you're going to do first is you're going to flip it over, rub down the back side so that your vinyl sticks to the backing paper. From the backing paper to the adhesive that's on the front, the application tape. Then what I do is I take a piece of painter's tape or masking tape and I tape down the middle of the calendar, so I'm only working with half of it at a time. So you see it's taped down the middle. Then you flip over half of it and working from the back side, peel the paper away from the vinyl. You want to go slowly, and if you have a piece that doesn't want to stick to the tape, it just wants to stick to the paper, you can push down the paper and rub until it sticks to the tape. Once you have half of it peeled off, you cut that half off with scissors. Don't just tear it or it'll leave little paper fuzz. Cut that off. Take the first half and lay it down and smooth it onto the glass. So now you have half of the calendar stuck to the glass. Take off your tape. Again, working with half of the calendar, and from the back side, peel the paper away from the vinyl. You don't want to peel the vinyl away from the paper, or it might not stick to the vinyl, to the tape. Slowly peel it back to have all of the calendar off the paper. Just throw that down. And again, working with half the calendar. Slowly push it down onto the glass. So now you have the whole calendar on the glass, but you still have the tape on it. So your next step will be to remove the tape. You might want to go over it with a squeegee, just so that you know that it's sticking good. Your decal will generally stick to glass fairly easy. So now starting with one corner, I just like to roll it back. You don't want to pull it up. You don't want to pull it up like straight up. You just roll it back. And if a piece wants to stick to the tape, like that end right there, I don't know if you can see that, that end's wanting to come up. You just push it back down and roll the tape off of it and hold down the letter that doesn't want to stick to the glass until you get them all to come off like they're supposed to. Sometimes you have to baby it a little bit, and that's normal. You want to make sure your glass surface or your chalkboard, whatever you're working with, is clean. This one actually is probably not very clean because the vinyl won't stick to the dirt if there's dirt on here, or chalk or whatever you might be using. It doesn't want to stick very well to dirt. So you want to make sure your surface is clean. If you're doing glass, you don't want to use glass cleaner because it has a residue in it. Just use alcohol. It does a better job. And see how I'm having to work with the letters a little bit to get them to stay down while I peel back the tape. Just go slow, pushing down the letters as you go. And again, just roll the tape back onto itself. Don't try to peel it up, or it'll just peel everything up with it. The calendar part itself is usually pretty easy. It's the letters that are the hardest part. There is the calendar on the glass. So if you're putting it in a frame, I don't know if you can see, this is your writing surface. The vinyl is on the back side. So your writing surface is smooth. And there's the calendar application.